Hi, I'm Sunshine Luty, and this is the presentation that I'm planning to give tomorrow for the Publishing Club, Pub Club, their Love Fest for Valentine's Day. I am a lucky woman, one who was loved by two very caring men, Lloyd for 44 years and David for 17 years. It was promised that I would start with a song, so I'm going to sing a song that I wrote in 1987. I'm Living a Dream, and the music that you're going to hear in the background is me playing the piano. I was quite sure it just couldn't be. I couldn't believe it could happen to me. Romance is for books. It's pure fantasy where you find your true love and you live happily. But into my world a live walking dream. He was talking to me. I couldn't believe it had happened to me. This fairy tale theme, oh, I'm living a dream. Together for life was just what we planned as I talked with my love and I accepted his hand. We shared all our dreams, school, work, family, and we started our lives and we lived fearlessly. And so we went on, my sweet love and I. Walked hand in hand with dreams to the sky. I didn't believe it could happen to me. This fairy tale theme, I'm living a dream. This fairy tale theme, I'm living a I'm going to tell you a love story. My first conversation with David was in 1998, 2.5 years after I moved to the village. It was 3 days before a big sit-down dinner party with music for my 55th birthday. David and his wife Phyllis were planning to attend, but 2 days before the event, David called me. I answered the phone. He said, "My wife and I really want to come, but my sister just arrived from New York. We don't want to leave her alone. Is it possible that she could come with us?" And of course, I said yes. Many years later, 2005, was our second conversation. It was a few weeks after I had lost Lloyd, and while I was planning his party. Wait, I need to tell you first. Lloyd was very protective of me. He warned me that men would be calling and I had to be extremely careful. Now, to continue, David called, offering his condolences. He told me that he had lost his wife of 53 years earlier in the year, and he knew how hard it was to lose someone you love. he suggested we could have dinner. Fearfully, with the red lights warning in my brain, I said, "No thanks," and hung up. Well, very shortly, sensibility returned and I called back. I apologized. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude, but I don't want to go to dinner." David was kind. He said, "No problem." It was only 2 weeks later that we had our third conversation, though. "Is it okay if I bring my granddaughter to Lloyd's party?" And of course I said yes. Less than 2 weeks later came the fourth conversation. "I have 2 tickets to the New Year's Eve party that I purchased for my wife and me. I don't want to go alone. Would you join me for dinner? I already talked to your friends, and we could sit with them." Now, I had attended the event in prior years with my first husband, Lloyd, so I knew there was a golf tournament first that I participated in. I hadn't been on the golf course for 2 years, and I missed it. I asked, "Would I get to play golf?" David said, "I'll call you back." It was only 10 minutes later that we had our fifth conversation. "I bought your golf tickets, so you better say yes." And I did. A day later, "I think we should talk about our plans over dinner tonight. I'll pick you up at 7, okay?" Well, I suppose he thought, because I said yes to the last 3 conversations, that I was going to agree. He was right. I did. When he came to my home, the first thing he saw was my karaoke machine. He said, "What's that?" I explained and handed him an index of available songs. When he found one that he knew, I put the CD into the machine, the music started, and oh, I heard the most beautiful voice, beautiful baritone voice. And I also realized this man had no idea how to follow canned music. I solved the problem. I stopped the music, I sat down at the piano, and played an introduction to the song, and followed him as he sang the song so beautifully. My story, that's when he began to fall in love with me. And in fact, our love story really did begin there and continued for 17 beautiful years. One of the things he left behind were some striking thoughts written on scrap paper, from which I subsequently wrote a poem and a song. I'm not going to sing it, but I am going to recite it for you. Good things end too soon. A tender midnight kiss, a shining crescent moon, a chocolate ice cream cone. Good things end too soon. The burning fire of youth, the wild roses bloom, the roaring Model T. Good things end too soon. A gentle, loving glance, a lazy afternoon, a fragrant glass of wine. Good things end too soon. Love glows effervescent under a harvest moon, fragile as a toy balloon. Good things end too soon. We try to comprehend. Love's patience has an end. The stoutest tree will bend. Good things end too soon. Enjoy each simple pleasure, morning, night, or noon. Savor every piece of life. Good things end too soon. Yes, savor every piece of life. Good things end too soon. Thank you. I had practiced my love poems in preparation for our pub club's Love Enhanced or Love Denied seminar. My poems were from 61 years of love and living, but as I practiced, I suddenly felt the urge to focus on how different each of us think and how those differences can be differences that divide or don't divide. I've recently seen differences within and among family members, friends, and acquaintances that can divide absolutely and irrevocably. On a personal level, individuals can feel loss and devastation. I believe that in some cases, this loss, this devastation can be mitigated. So, based on this premise, I have some thoughts that I'd like to share with you. This is my most recent love poem. Differences that don't divide. Examples of the division. They are hateful. They're mean. It's the worst I've ever seen. Hurtful words come from a friend, someone on whom I thought I could depend. While I can examine what's in my own mind, I can't comprehend others' state of mind, especially when it differs from mine. Tried to resolve differences, ended up screaming. Not good for me or my well-being. And yes, it's true, for the other, it was bad. Both of us angry, both of us sad. But the pattern continues because it's a friend with whom I differ, and friendship can end. Suggestions to reduce division. So what's to be done when differences divide? Do we simply decide to just let it slide? What's the answer? It may seem inconvenient, but compromise might lead to a result so expedient. To focus on common ground, not differences that divide, can lessen tensions and help differences to subside. Look inside your mind. Is it, I'm miserable, can't find my way? Or could one think, it's okay, I'll do better today? Finding a positive thought in the mind leads the brain more cheering thoughts to find. This may allow us to keep words thoughtful, civil, kind. I know if I let my temper fly, I'll get angry answers in reply. Need positive thoughts to survive, so our spirits can revive. This process of learning to survive without differences that divide is worth learning. However, it's not an easy task, but it is one with benefits that will last and lead into a future with differences that don't divide. And maybe even world peace. Thank you.